Hey guys, my name is DFree, and I just want to say thank you so much for the years of support on YouTube. I have been at this for about 9 years or whatever it is, and it's really cool to see that we recently were able to hit 300,000 subscribers, and it's so surreal to me, being that, you know, I didn't really expect to get here when I started, and obviously I'm not done, but it's really cool. So for today, I'm going to be answering some of you guys' questions between Twitter and YouTube. I did put these out, as you guys see, on the community post on YouTube, or also I sent out a tweet 4 days ago, and I can't get to all 140 comments that I have cumulatively, but I will try to answer a good bit, try to make this video around 30 minutes, and maybe if you leave some comments or questions in the comments, I will get around to answering them there. So anyways, I hope you guys have an awesome day, awesome weekend, and if you celebrate the holiday, awesome holiday too. So to begin, without further ado, over on Twitter, we had a quote tweet from Jay is Sick, and he said, "What do you think about this unit?" I have no comment. If you saw my video with Goresh that I did where he was helping me with, what was it, SBR before I returned to Red Zone, blah, blah, blah. You know, that was a troll. He definitely saw that video. Anyway, shout out. So we got Dokkan assets here. Shout out to the boys. I was recently on a podcast for Dokkan with them over on the Masked Ningen's channel, I believe. Thank you for being one of the people who got me so invested in Dokkan. Those videos mean a lot to me. I want to ask, what's your favorite older unit in Dokkan? For me, it's Tech Grade 8 Bardock. And shout out to you, man. You're doing an amazing job. Just keep doing what you're doing over on your platform as well, Dokkan assets. So to answer your question, and by the way, I'm happy I was able to be an inspiration for you and a lot of people that got into the game, especially back in that 2015, 16, 17 era for Dokkan. Anyway, so favorite older character? Probably Convulsing Rage Goku. And he didn't get a EZA for a really long time, but I hear that they finally came back to him, so it's cool. Probably Convulsing Rage Goku. If I have to throw another one, maybe Superman. He is a character that you can no longer get, haven't been able to get since 2016, I believe. Maybe 2017, but I believe 2016 from the Dr. Slump series collaboration that they were doing back then, so maybe him. Anyway, we got Riku here saying yes. I don't know what yes means, Riku. Is that a coded message or what? I just have one question. Are you enjoying your time? Yeah, I think my content has been pretty indicative of that. I think I've been putting out a lot of content, for one, and it's not just because, like, actually they are, but this isn't the reason why. It's not just because they're doing better than my Legends videos have done for a while. I think there's some novelty in me returning and things like that. But anyway, it's not just because of that, but it's because I've been enjoying it. So, like, I came back and I've been doing multiple. You know, the fun thing with that is I was only going to do maybe a couple a week, but because there's a celebration and because I'm just now back and there's so many things I want to do, I've been primarily doing Dokkan this past like week and a half. And again, it's not only because they're doing better, because they are, but that's not the reason why, but it's because I'm so much more interested in playing it right now. So that's led to me doing more videos. So I'm definitely enjoying my time back. And if you haven't seen those videos, check it out. So like, if you are someone that's only Legends or doesn't really know my past, I'm not a Legends YouTuber. I'm not originally a Legends YouTuber, especially. I started not even on Dokkan, but I started Dokkan content way back when the game first released, which is why people like Dokkan Assets, you know, got into the channel or got into the game partially through me to a degree, right? So like, I put out content until like 2020, so I had thousands of videos on Dokkan. So anyway, will you ever play COD? I have not played one since 2008, which was like, what, Black Ops 1? I just remember zombies being super fun. How does this make you feel? Context is that I was trying to win. It didn't happen. Red Zone Omega, right? That's who that is. Piccolo just grabbed him in the balls. So there's that. Well, it makes me feel some kind of way. You're getting a call from Saeed there. I saw that. And Piccolo keeps grabbing him in the balls. I gotta go. What the heck? Why? For what reason? You ever play more console or PC games on the channel again, like Breakers and Fortnite? Yeah, for sure. Why? How are you doing as of today? Well, I've been doing pretty good, so hopefully that met the criteria for August 30th, but I'm doing good today especially. Hope you're having a good day and love your vids. Just outside the DB real quick, because I was so surprised yet wondering, how do you manage your time spent as a husband, a father, and content creator? Maybe something more outside of the three at once in a daily basis. It's pretty hectic. This is why, I don't get to news videos. If I don't get to them all the time, but I definitely struggle to get to them first. And if I'm really trying to get to them first, you'll notice that I'll just do it from my phone, and I'll record over my phone and put it up. Every now and again, I'll do that, right? If it's like a quick announcement or like an Easy A, or not an Easy A, a Zenkai. I keep getting the two mixed up. Anyway, it is pretty hectic and kind of hard to do. Like, for example, right now, my wife is at work, so I've got two toddlers, and I've got to keep an ear out for them because, they may be running around doing things they're not supposed to do. In fact, they sound a little too quiet, so if I don't hear one of them soon, I'm going to have to leave and pause the video. But, I oftentimes am recording while I've got my kids. My older toddler goes to school for the full day. Just a little insight. This is not anything I'm ashamed of or, afraid to admit or anything. My older one, so I've got a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old. My 4-year-old is autistic, so she in and of herself requires a lot more attention, a lot more, just more attention and things that you have to do for her. But one thing that I'm really, really happy about, and, that we were kind of blessed to be able to have the opportunity to take part in, is she has a program where they're helping her with behaviors and helping teach her. It's almost like preschool, not exactly, but kinda. And she goes there and she spends there from 8 to 4. So thankfully I can have her learning, and it's basically like school because I drop her off in the morning and I swing back to pick her up at 4. And then my younger daughter, my 3-year-old, like I said, 4 and a 3-year-old, my 3-year-old spends the day with me. Their mom, my wife, works all day long. She does some seasonal work where she works from 6 to 6. So it's basically just me and my daughter all day, the younger one. And so in the morning, after I drop off the older one at around 8:30, I stop at the gym, and the gym has a daycare, so I can spend a couple hours and get a workout in. And then after that, I come home, make us breakfast around 11:30ish, and then we chill for a little bit, and then I record from about 1-ish to 3, and then after that I got to start getting ready to swing and go get my daughter on the other side of town. So I spend a lot of time also driving, so it's pretty hectic. And then after that 4:30 window, when I get back home after picking up my daughter around 4:30, 5 o'clock in that area, obviously I gotta do other things, like maybe clean up a little bit and maybe get set up for dinner, because my wife isn't going to be able to make it because we just eat super late if she makes it, because she gets back at 6:30ish. So it just and so I sometimes can sneak in a little bit more recording, and that's about it. And my wife comes back around 6:30ish, 7 o'clock in that area. If she doesn't go to the gym, if she does go to the gym, then she comes back around 8, or a little after 8. And so I wind up having to put our kids down around 8:30. So it's actually really hectic on a day-to-day. So I have to really be efficient with my time. And so on the weekends, like today, where both of my kids are home, I don't really have the luxury of really doing anything, actually. I mean, I take them out, we'll go to indoor playgrounds or whatever the case is. But today we're kind of just in the house, so I've got to keep an ear out, and obviously I'm doing everything else. So it's pretty hectic. And so I don't really have a lot of time to do anything outside of YouTube either, at least until my wife's season is done. And when she's off season for 6 months. So she's at home consistently for 6 months. And so I don't have to do all those same things, at least by myself anymore. So I have more free time then. Thank you. In what way do you feel like content separates itself from my content, other people's content? How do you feel like it's influenced your growth? That's a jam-packed question. I think that my content is different because of my personality. I think that I'm pretty down to earth. I think I'm more open than a lot of people will be. I also think I have a good personality, sense of humor, and I bring good energy to my videos. Not to say anybody else doesn't do any of those things, but I think that combination is unique to me, especially in the niche, and that's what I bring. So, if you enjoy those things, it's so for me, I think everybody has their own niche. If you're talking about Dokkan content or Legends content, but let's hyper focus on Legends, because that's more what I've been known for the last couple years. Goresh is the heavy whale and go crazy on PvP. If you want that, you're going there. Rise a little bit of that too. And I'm more casual, I'm more fun, I'm more try wacky characters, I don't wail at all anymore. I'm more like low budget type characters, low star characters, 4, 5, 6 star characters, things like that. I don't go crazy on PvP. So like there's a niche for everything. I think for Legends, more people would typically gravitate towards seeing somebody with everything maxed out, which is unfortunately probably what's contributed to my videos not doing as good as some of my friends' videos. But I think still within the space, I think there's a space for what I do and I enjoy to do. I'm not trying to do those things. It's not that I can't do those things, but I don't want to be the same. I want to do what I do. So I think that's what I bring to the table personally. Above all else, though, I think I have a good personality. What era of Dokkan do you think was peak? I don't know. Maybe second year anniversary, maybe. But it's kind of tough to say because I've been gone since just before the 6th anniversary. So it's kind of hard to say because I don't know what's missing. So maybe around that time period. The 2nd anniversary was insane, for the record. So maybe around then. No need to get too deep into it, but how's the family? Hopefully everybody's good. Yeah, I kind of got into it already a little bit, but everybody's doing good. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. Is there anything you wish you did differently throughout your YouTube career? I wish that I was more versatile from the jump. So my channel didn't start with Dokkan, didn't start with Legends. In fact, it started with other games and a lot of Dragon Ball discussions. I can actually show you. If we go to my oldest videos, I was doing a lot of videos like this where I would create characters in Xenoverse. I would do matches in Xenoverse, things like that. Xenoverse 1, right? And I would do discussions, you know, like right here, I did a video with the Arcosian talking about partial Saiyans or pure-blooded Saiyans, things like that. And I did a lot of these types of things. I did discussion videos. Will there be other gods in DBS? And that wound up being true. Obviously, this is well before the Tournament of Power. What if baby Goku never fell off the cliff and bumped his head? Like, I've got so many videos like that. And there were other videos that I also did. Like, I reviewed every episode of DBS when that was airing. I also played other games in here, like Storm a little bit, did Naruto discussions too. I hopped in and talked about Goku v Superman a little bit when that popped up from Death Battle. I played other Dragon Ball games like Raging Blast and so many things. I wish I was more versatile though, because what happened was ultimately when my channel really started to take off, it was with Dokkan, and then I made the mistake, and it's not really a mistake, but it's what I did. I made the mistake, quote unquote, of mainly focusing on and only doing Dokkan, which wasn't a problem. It's kind of easy to keep doing it when it's doing good for you, right? But that wound up trickling into it being really hard to get out of that niche. And I want to do more, and I have a lot of ideas and things I want to do more of. And for the record, I have done a lot of other things. Like if we just pull up some of my playlists here, I did Cross Duel not that long ago. Wasn't getting much love, but whatever. I did Dragon Quest: The Adventures of Dai. I've done a lot of games like Danmachi. I've done Buchigiri a lot when that was popping up. I've done real life unboxing videos for the Dragon Ball Super Card Game. I got 40 Dragon Ball Super Card Game videos on there. I did a little bit of Borutage / Ninja Voltage. I did some Legacy of the Duelist. I did a playthrough for Xenoverse 2 that I don't believe I finished. I did some Pokemon Duel. Wow, that's a throwback. That was a fun game. I did some Attack on Titans. Like, I have done a lot. That's not even all of it. Like, I did a lot of Hunter x Hunter Battle All-Stars. I did a lot of things on this channel. But it's kind of hard to blend all of that together, right? It's just the way that the algorithm is and the way when you tell one person to watch one thing and then they're not interested in other things like that. So anyway, I wish I was able to be more versatile, and I am actually going to try to be more versatile again going forward. I've already been being more versatile by doing more than just Legends. So are you planning to make more videos now on Dokkan? Yes, I have been. Saw you play OPBR before on your second channel, so I wanted to ask if you've ever watched One Piece. I have. So I had been caught up for One Piece around wherever the episode is. I don't know if that's in the 400s or something like that. Ever since the airing of the episodes where they post time skip go to the Fishman Islands. So I was caught up around then. And I stopped being caught up around the time Gear 4 was introduced in the fight in Dressrosa, right? Where they were fighting Dofi. And then I stopped watching for a couple years, then came back and watched until Wano. And I stopped watching a few months ago, and I'm waiting for more episodes other than just seeing clips of Gear 5. Manga. I am caught up with the manga aside from the last like 6 chapters. So the point of that was that I've been a long time One Piece fan because those episodes with the Fishman Islands came out in like 2013 probably. Like that's a long time ago. So anyway, I remember like back then I was just laying on the iPad all day, and because it was summer break, and I was just watching all day. I didn't really have anything to do, didn't really have any friends at that time, and I was just watching it all day binging. So I caught up super fast. Keep up the great work as a father and content creator. Thank you. I appreciate it, big man. After this Frieza Saga campaign for Legends, Saiyan Saga has to be around the corner. What would you like to see? A sparking Krillin throwing the Genki Dama? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Favorite porn star? This guy. I actually don't have one. I really don't. How would you build a Dokkan Fest Krillin? I don't know. I can't answer that because that one's kind of tough because I don't know how the new characters are like in by heart yet to really say. What initially drew you to becoming a content creator? So if you saw where I started with my content, I'm not going to pull it back up. A lot of people that I enjoyed listening do videos back then were like Quaman, Black and Fist, Rhyme, and stuff like that. And I got in wanting to do discussions like they were doing back then. You saw some of the topics that I had brought up. I have so many other ones. And I got in doing the discussion videos because that was the main thing the Dragon Ball community was doing back then, because there weren't games or anything like that really. There was a lull for Dragon Ball for a long time until like Battle of Gods came out and Resurrection F came out. There was a very big lull, right? And so right around the time Resurrection F came out, I was looking for a Dragon Ball game, and I found Dokkan, and that also made me want to get into it. Back then, when I got in, it was like only Living Ichigo, he hadn't been doing it for very long. That's how much of an OG I am with Dokkan. There's a couple other people I always shout him out. I shouted him out the other day. Ranma, he commented on the video, so he's still around. He was doing Dokkan content back then, but there was like no one else, I swear. And it was kind of weird, and I did my first videos on Dokkan. Actually, I kind of want to see, like, my first video on Dokkan is here. I kind of want to see what the date on that was. No, I think I pulled down my first Dokkan video. I think because back then it was just like recording like summons, and I was still trying to figure out how to do it. Top 5 worst Dragon Ball Z games. I don't know. So like, I don't know how much my opinions have changed in some of these videos. If you happen to go back and listen to some of them, I don't know how much has changed in 8 years, right? I don't know. Where is it at, man? Where's the Dokkan video start? I gotta see. I was definitely doing Dokkan by here, wasn't I? 15 episodes into DBS? I wasn't yet. DBS was already 15, 16 episodes in before I started actually doing Dokkan. So this wasn't really my first like time playing Dokkan or anything like that. I had been playing before this, but this is a look at like how it was for my first like banners. Super Saiyan Festival. Get the hell out of here. Oh my, look how different the game looks. If you're new, this is how the game used to look. Oh my god. And so anyway, I got in also because I wanted to do this, but it was mainly the discussions thing. Oh man, this is a real throwback. Oh my, look at the stars under the SR on the Gohan on the top left corner. Do they even still do the stars right there? Jesus Christ. I genuinely don't know because it's so easy to awaken characters. What made you quit Dokkan? I have a video titled Why I Quit. Check it out. There's 2 comments on that. I'm back now. That's all that matters. But check out the video on why I stopped doing Dokkan content because it's a little too much to talk about. Favorite things besides Dragon Ball? Working out and a bunch of other animes. I'm very passionate about several animes, in fact, and I'm always exploring new ones. So that's pretty much it, other than obviously my family and things like that. Do you think about doing a second channel like Ryuden to post other games? Did somebody reply to this? Yeah, he has one. Yeah, I do have a second channel, by the way, where I put out other content. It's called DFree ZY, and I do other content there. In fact, I have actually, if we're being honest, I have a few channels, but I don't really put up anything on the other ones. So this is DFree so check it out. Currently, I'm playing a lot of Bounty Rush over there, but yeah. Anyway. So that is going to conclude after I read the next couple anyway. Twitter, and we'll go over to YouTube, and then we'll go from there. How much? 20 minutes. Okay, I'm going to try to make this another 10 minutes, and that's about it. I do have to go check on them. I've got some cameras set up in my house so I can like monitor them while I go, and I can't see them on the cameras right now. I don't know what they're doing. All right. The worst they'll get into, though, because like I mentioned with my daughter, my older one, I have to be very like diligent about the things that are around because she will touch everything. She will get into everything. And that's a normal kid thing. But for her, she doesn't really understand yet like what she should and shouldn't be doing. She's nonverbal, things like that. So it's also hard to really teach her. Because like I said, how she is. And so like the worst thing they can do is just like freaking get into stuff like the kitchen or in the fridge or whatever. My older daughter loves going in there and stealing like 5 Jellos and just eating them all secretly. And I'm like, bro, like those are for your lunch. Like, why are you stealing all the Jellos? So yeah, there's not really much they can get into. I have like kid locks on like all of my doors because my older daughter will go in the bathroom, she'll go play in the water, she'll do all these other things. I gotta make sure that I limit what's available. So yeah, I got but right now I can't see them on the camera. So what drives you to make content? Does burnout ever hit you hard? Burnout definitely hits pretty hard, by the way. If you ever notice I don't upload, it's very rare, and there will be maybe one day once a month or something like that where I just get hit with burnout and it's like fuck. But above all else, what's driving me to make content, I enjoy making content. I enjoy putting out videos for you guys. Obviously, there's monetary value for it. It's the only job I have, and that obviously has its own host of responsibilities with my family and stuff. But I enjoy putting out content. How am I feeling? I'm happy to see your channel is doing better than usual. I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. I just got a video call. Oh, Amazon's at my door. Anyway, I'm doing pretty good, and yeah, the channel is doing better. If you didn't see the video I put out, I'm not gonna pull it up, titled Thanks, I talked about how the channel wasn't doing great, and it's cool to see Dokkan doing great. So my only worry is that when Dokkan Celebration ends, that will dip a bit, which is expected, but I've got to find a way to capitalize. That's my goal. So that's what I'm gonna be working on for the next couple of months. I really want to make September one of my best months in the last couple of years since the lull started. I actually want to make it the best, but we'll see if I can do that. It's just kind of hard, right? What character release are you looking forward to in Legends? Gohan, Super Saiyan 2, Great Saiyaman outfit. Make it happen. Do you enjoy Dragon Ball Legends? Yes. I feel like that's something that should be pretty clear if you watch my content. And apparently I've got to dip really quick. But yeah, personality is very, very strong for me in my videos. And I've got a crying kid, so I got to be right back. Whew, I'm back. It was an instant for you guys, but I had to leave for a few minutes because they were fighting over some toys. But let's finish out the YouTube portion. Again, huge shout out to you guys, especially if I didn't get to yours. I'm sorry, but thank you. And if I especially didn't get to yours, please leave it in the comment and I'll try to respond there. Congrats, my guy. I've been a big fan for a long time and glad you're back on Dokkan. Missed you. Thank you. I appreciate it. If there was one move for... Oh, yeah. I was on that enjoy Dragon Ball Legends stuff. Yeah, like it. I feel like it's pretty obvious. So I feel like I am very easy to tell if I'm having fun, and because I'm very open. Like I say, if I'm not having fun, I'll say this is BS. I'll say all this stuff. You know, if I'm like upset. But above all else, I typically only make. This is why I was saying back in the beginning, it's very hard for Legends to not be enjoyable to me, because I only make videos that I know I'll enjoy. I only play with characters I know I'll enjoy, things like that, and the things I don't enjoy with Legends are like lag or things like that, which nobody enjoys. So like for me, I'm always having fun. I'm always yelling. I'm always like energetic. I'm always in a good mood with Legends. I mean, not always. Sometimes I get upset when something garbage happens in a match or whatever. Sometimes I'll play a match and it just makes me not want to play, and I'll literally say in the video, I'm like, I gotta put the game down. I can't play anymore. But for the most part, yeah, hell yeah. Definitely don't regret making it one of my main focuses for the last couple years. If there was one move from Dragon Ball Universe you could use IRL, which would it be? Congrats and happy for you. Here's to the next 300. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And it's a very simple answer. Probably instant transmission. I'd love to be able to just teleport my kids like to school, teleport to the grocery store, teleport here to visit my family, like whatever, man. That'd be amazing. Congrats on 300, DFree. When do you think will be the most logical time we will be seeing more news on Budokai? Probably within a few months of it launching. I don't know when that'll be. Maybe around... I don't know. I'm not saying it'll launch around New Year, but maybe around New Year they'll start saying more about it to drum up hype, and early next year it drops, or mid next year. That'll be about it. Do you think we'll get a unit in Legends based after Tenkaichi 4 like we have for other games like Kakarot or Fighters? I mean, it sounds logical, right? sounds logical. Especially if Tenkaichi 4 has their own original character, which, by the way, is not uncommon. There's a lot of them. There's Tekken Penitentiary Infusions. There's actually Dragon Ball Online, which is where a lot of the stuff we derive content from today comes from. Had a lot of them, like Toa, Mira, those characters. Other characters as well pop into every game. Like Kakarot had Banyu, 21 to Fighters. Like they're all over. Shallot for Legends. They're all over the place. So I wouldn't be surprised, right? Congrats on 300K. Are there any upcoming games you're looking forward to? Grand Blue Fantasy Relink is taking my #1 spot. Right now, I'm looking forward to 2K24, which comes out next week, and I'm looking forward to Spider-Man. That's the main thing I'm looking forward to right now. Oh, no. I'm looking forward to Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest comes out in like 25 days. Oh, I'm going to cover that on the channel. Infinity Strash, I'm so pumped. That game got announced when the mobile game got announced. Like when the anime first started, the mobile game is closed, the anime is finished, and the game is finally coming out. Why? It should have came out a couple years ago. Why? Got delayed. And what they did was they revamped it. They redid the graphics, so you know if you work on anything software based like that, graphics and stuff takes years. So like they did that, it took a while. And the game's finally coming out. It's kind of unfortunate because I don't think it's going to do anywhere near as good as it could have when it came, if it came out when it was supposed to with those other things in play like the anime. But I am looking forward to it. Congrats. What was your favorite meta in Legends or Dokkan? Well, I kind of answered the Dokkan one earlier when I answered like peak time being 2 year, and Legends, don't know. Favorite meta? Maybe the one right before 1 year anniversary where Sun Fam was super good. Maybe that. I'm not sure. I'd have to think about that. Congrats, man. One question I'd have is if they could make a Krillin specifically for you, what Krillin should they make and what sort of stuff would they do? Actually, I'm really happy with the new Krillin Gohan. That is like they're so good. It's such a dream character for me. I wish they were sparking though, but they are so amazing. So that's it for me. Other than that, I would love to see a Krillin LF doing the Spirit Bomb. Krillin and Gohan as a tag from that moment would have been so perfect. Doing the Spirit Bomb where they send it and the Gohan knocks it back. Oh my God, that would have been perfect. But I'm happy with what we got. Thanks for all the videos. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Congrats on 300. I've been watching your vids since the early Dokkan battle days with the first Goku and Vegeta fusions. What is that? Like year 3? Is that what he's talking about? What is your favorite LF animation / character? Not thinking of any of the stats or other stuff they do. Okay, so just my favorite LF animation or character. Probably Bardock's LF animation. It's super clean. I like it a lot. I'd have to pull up the list, of course. I really like Goku and Frieza's. I have to pull up the list. I don't really feel like pulling up the list. All these ultras. I really like the Ginyu Force animations. All of them are really clean. So I'll just go with the ones I said because there's too many damn characters, bro. Too many characters. It's another one of those things where I've got to think about it. But yeah. Those are probably my main ones. Thanks, I appreciate it big time. All right. Do you ever feel like you're making the wrong choice or that you should be doing something different due to content creation? How do you keep the motivation, the belief, and trust for it in yourself? That the choice you made you're happy with and that it was a good, right decision. Sorry if it's a little personal. Congrats on 300K. We'll continue to support you in your amazing content. No shade to any of the others, but I love that you feel the most like a real person and not a persona for the camera, but you're just being you. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. What is this icon? Is that a Terriermon? It looks like a Terriermon to me. What is that? I've seen it before because I've seen you comment before, but I just don't know what it is. Anyway, do I ever feel like I'm making the wrong choice? No, I don't. Okay, so it's I assume this is mostly in relation to like YouTube. So like it's hard not to say, because I've already opened up about this in the other video. It's hard not to say that like I never have lulls or I never have bad thoughts or anything like that when my channel isn't doing great, because that's just not human. That's not true. So I do, and sometimes in that situation, yeah, I will feel like maybe I shouldn't be doing this, right? But ultimately, my motivation is I enjoy this and I want to be the best that I can be. And I really, really want to make this work. I want to make this a long-term thing, and I want to evolve this channel, and ultimately I will make more steps towards that. I've been putting in work. I said in the thank you video that I was going to put out another grind here, and I've been grinding really hard. That's been a lot more content, more diverse content technically, because it's bringing back another game. And I've been doing a lot of collaborations, and those are really time consuming and hard to put together. I spent like 3 hours or whatever it was freaking recording with Nano, Diddy, and Truth the other day, and we went as quickly as possible. And it's like, I already talked about how it's kind of hard for me to do that. So like I had to really like buckle down and get that done. But anyway, so no, my motivations, I want to just be the best I can be. And I'm happy with the choices that I've made for the most part. Congrats on 300K. Have you ever played Tenkaichi games? Yes, I have. I've played all of them, in fact. I'm so old, 29. I was playing the original games when they came out on PS2. I remember like I had all the Budokai games. Budokai 1, 2, 3. I played all the Tenkaichi games when they came out, all of them. And my favorite one was Tenkaichi Shin Budokai, actually, and then Tenkaichi Tag King. So anyway, Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is my personal favorite DBZ game of all time. What are your thoughts on the upcoming Tenkaichi game, and what would you like to see in it? I actually did a couple of videos on Budokai Tenkaichi 4, so check those out if you're interested. But I am excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. In terms of what I would like to see in it, I'm not sure. Just newer characters from Super, which I think is a given, right? What do you think about the DBL PvP system, and what is making it worse? It's skill-based now. I don't really have a problem with that, but I do think that it's going to freeze out characters, players, I guess characters too. Characters that are lesser known can't get by some of these stronger characters, and players that don't want to have every match be a sweaty match. I kind of talked about how for me, all of my matches aren't sweaty matches, so that in itself has, inherent value, but now they are becoming like that because of skill-based matchmaking. I don't really have a problem with it, but I guess maybe they should add another casual mode. Because, I mean, Treasure Battle is kind of casual, I guess, but not really, because people are still using... I guess there's no real way to make it everything casual that they would want to be casual. At least it's not ranked, is the point. What do you think? I already answered that one. Congrats, man. You deserve it. Thank you. What made you start consistently creating content, or better yet, when did you realize you could be a creator? So... I just kind of, so when you start and you see the videos start doing traction, it's addictive and it makes you want to do more. So I already kind of talked about what got me into it, so it's just a branch off of that. And so when I realized that I could do it was when I started to see that upward trajectory. A lot of times you'll put out content and they'll never hit that upward trajectory because to be honest, not everybody can do it. It just is what it is. But when you hit the upward trajectory is when it's like, oh, let's keep this going, right? Let's keep it going. Let's ride it as long as we can. I haven't had an upward trajectory really for the last couple of years. It's been pretty linear, and it's been linear towards a middling area. So I haven't been able, I've been in a rut, right? So I'm trying to recover from that, but that's not the biggest deal given that it's been 9 years, 8.5 years, whatever. But ultimately that's it. Sorry if you've displayed it before, but what makes Krillin your favorite character? Also glad to see you on Dokkan as well. Another discussion video, and we're going to read a couple more comments because I know we're over 30, so sorry. Another discussion video I have on the channel is why Krillin is an amazing character or something to that effect. And in that video, I talk about some of the things that make Krillin my favorite character. So the funny thing with this is Krillin wasn't originally my favorite character. It was Gohan, undisputed. I enjoy Gohan. I enjoy Gohan's character art throughout the entirety of DBZ from the first episode where he shows up as just a little kid and he, ultimately becomes, I don't want to say a superhero, but pretty much, right? Versus Cell, and he saves the world, right? I guess that is a superhero. I don't really equate Dragon Ball to superhero because in my mind they're two different things, but you can be a superhero in Dragon Ball. I mean, there's a movie called Superhero. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, I just think they're different things. It almost is like trying to say Marvel to Dragon Ball or Marvel to anime. My mind is separating them for some reason. Anyway, so some of the things to answer your question with Krillin, it's Krillin is one of the main characters in the series that got a lot of fleshing out. So a lot of people skip the early portion of Dragon Ball, or just Dragon Ball, but early portion prior to Z. And the Dragon Ball doesn't start when Raditz appears and Goku shows up with Gohan and all. That's not where Dragon Ball starts. Especially if you like characters like Krillin, Yamcha, Tien, Chaozu, Goku as well, because he gets his whole story through that part of it too. If you feel like Goku doesn't get great character progression, which isn't true, by the way, throughout Z and stuff like that, then you really need to go back and watch that, because that's where the ground is laid for these characters that are pivotal in the Z portion of the story. And so Krillin got a lot of buildup, got a lot of support from being this arrogant kid with Goku back then and all that stuff, and always trying to best him, being his rival, and ultimately becoming his best friend, right? And that's not all. Krillin has a lot of good and interesting and diverse motives throughout the series. Throughout each arc, he makes different decisions that are, pivotal, and ultimately Krillin really sold me when it became him and Gohan in the Frieza saga. That's my favorite part of the story for him and Gohan. That's why I was so interested in the Legends release, where they spend that early portion of the Namek saga just kind of going around saving people, hiding from Vegeta, getting the power boost and all that stuff. That's where I really, really love Krillin. But Krillin is a down character, bro. Like, he is always there when you need him. He always does the best he can, always is where he needs to be. People just meme him because he dies, and that in and of itself shouldn't be a meme, because he's a catalyst for the most epic transformation ever, which should tell you something. He's not just some dude that dies, right? Krillin is very integral to the story. And it's the same thing with, he's not to the same extent, but a character like Bulma, she's always going to be integral to the story, because the story literally begins with her. So I could go on a tangent. I could hit a lot of different points with Krillin, but ultimately, to summarize, Krillin is an awesome character, very well written, makes a lot of interesting decisions, right and wrong, like making the decision to love 18 in that moment instead of maybe destroying her when he should have. Could have probably prevented a lot of stuff, but I get it. All's well that ends well, right? Where he had that remote control. But yeah, Krillin is awesome, dude. So let's go ahead and move on. We're going to read a couple more here. If you ran Legends or Dokkan, what are some changes that you would like to make to see them improve? I can't really comment on Dokkan because I'm just now coming back, so I don't know what I can really say. For Legends, I would like for Legends to be a little more generous. Legends is more generous than people probably give it credit for. Legends is actually pretty generous in the aggregate, but at the time, it doesn't feel like it, right? So that's probably one of the main things I would have them do. And I also would have them try to find a way to taper off the power creep. The power creep is so insane in that game. And I would like to have characters last for more than a couple months. I understand that in a gacha game, it's hard to do, especially a competitive PvP based one. But still, you got to find a way. I think they have to find a way, right? As a creator, what have been your favorite or most memorable moments on the platform? And congrats, thank you, I appreciate it. Just working with my friends. I've done hundreds of collabs at this point. Just working with my friends, it's always been a huge highlight for me. So that's it. I'm happy for you. My question would be, as a person who plans to really get involved in content creating soon, how do I manage to make meaningful videos and keep my community engaged? It's a tricky thing. I myself haven't mastered that. It's very tricky. So what I can say is put your time into your videos, put your heart into your videos, your dedication into your videos, and you'll build a community off of that. And when you build a community off of that, interact with them when you can, or reply to comments. I respond to a ton of comments. Respond to comments, talk to people, maybe talk to them on social media, and really cultivate a relationship. And that's going to help you out. And that's going to keep people coming back and interested in you as a person and a creator. So that's more or less what it is. But definitely, I think that's where you should start out, man. Congrats. And if you could go to any place on Earth, where would it be and why? I don't know. Honestly, I'll just say Japan, because I'm so ingrained in all their stuff with all the anime I watch and stuff like that. Hopefully that's not taken as a derogatory thing or a shot at them or anything like that, because I'm talking about anime. But I want to know more about their culture. Do I plan to do Dokkan regularly? Yes, I do. It had nothing to do with the celebration at all, actually. That was just a byproduct. I came back before the celebration because I wanted to come back. Doing YouTube as long as you have. What is some advice for slowing down YouTuber burnout from happening? What did you do when you eventually get YouTube burnout? So, like, the most important thing I can say is it's easier to avoid burnout if you're doing content you enjoy, first and foremost. If you're doing content you don't enjoy, you're probably going to get burned out a lot quicker and easier. And to avoid it, you can definitely try to work in advance, so you can schedule yourself a day off. Like if you do daily content, for example, if you have a video ready for the following day or 2 days in advance, you have time to schedule yourself a day off to just chill and relax and stuff like that. Things like that are tools that you can use to avoid the burnout and just try to keep things fresh. Whether that's doing different edits in your videos or using different characters in games or doing different things to really keep it fresh for yourself as the creator as well. All right, last one. If the time comes when Legends decides to stop updating, what will be your course of action? Will you divert to other mobile games or gaming content? I am not actually concerned about that. I don't think I've ever been concerned about that. Because I'll just do whatever I want to do. I know that, like, I talked about earlier how there's a niche that you typically fit in, and I kind of wish I didn't build a niche and I just stayed flexible, right? And I know Rai has told me that he is concerned about this very thing. You don't want to do one thing, and then when that one thing goes away, you're like, what do I even do now, right? But I feel like you can extend off. It'll be hard, but you can extend off. There may be a down period, there may be a lull, but you can get into other games, you can do whatever you want to do, and ultimately people will follow you. You're gonna start from scratch, maybe. I guess not really, because you'd have a baseline, I guess, but yeah. So I never really worried about that. I haven't worried about that. Also, another reason why I haven't worried about it is because I know for a fact when Legends stops updating, there will be another game. There will be another game before Legends stops. I know for a fact that's gonna happen. How do I know well, let me say it this way, because I don't want to get aggregate. I don't want somebody to post this on Reddit and be like, "Oh, DFree is saying there's another game." Because I mean, even if just for the record, even if I knew, I couldn't say, because they would make me sign 1 million NDAs, for the record. They would make me sign 1 million NDAs, and I would get hunted down if I said anything. So trust me, I cannot say anything. I can't even hint at anything. But what I can say is, why wouldn't you make another game? If you're Bandai, why wouldn't you make another game? Seriously, why wouldn't you? Why would you just let Legends go? Legends makes so much money for them. Why would they let Legends is probably their second most successful game. Why would you let that go? Why not just make another Dragon Ball game? Does that even make sense? Seriously, does that even make sense? If you're gonna let it go, let it go. But if you have something else to take its place, that's good. You don't just let it go, you know? So yeah, I'm pretty sure when Legends is done, there will be something else. And Dokkan doesn't translate to Legends the same way Legends and Dokkan won't translate to whatever that is instantly, like, but it's another fan base you'd build. So that's another thing too. You could just hop to whatever that is, if we're being honest. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. Sorry for all the comments I didn't get to. I read so many in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.